What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a different video today. We're not going to be talking about any missions specifically in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. We're also not going to be talking about gun builds or weapons that I like using. Today we're going to be discussing the XP that you get for killing zombies in the zombies mode, and essentially how this XP is adjusted, aka nerfed, past a certain point in the game, which means that if you are using this mode to level up your weapons, there are some very important things that you should know that can affect the efficiency of you being able to get as much XP out as possible. If that sounds interesting to you, buckle up, let's go. So first things first, let me explain the testing criteria and basically how I compiled all of the information that I'm about to share with you. Now, I myself use the extraction tier 1 mission, the story mission, for most of my weapon leveling, because you can play this in a certain way where you can essentially go AFK and you can basically get a huge amount of XP while you do something else or watch a show on Netflix or I don't know, fucking drink a beer or something like that, and then you can essentially just extract out and rinse and repeat. This is the footage that you're seeing in the background here right now. Now, the second thing I also want to mention is that you'll notice that this footage was recorded during the double XP event, which was like, I guess, about a week or two ago at the recording of this video. Now, the reason why I did this during the double XP event is because I wanted to be sure that double XP events and just normally playing the game don't use different XP tables and don't adjust the things in such a way, as in like maybe that during a double XP event they make it even better, so it's not actually double but it's like quad or something like that, to really like entice people to, you know, essentially play the event. Now, long story short, that is not the case. Double XP event, at least with zombies, is literally exactly that. It just doubles the XP that you get, and so it does help you to actually just accumulate XP quicker, which, you know, that's what double XP means. The next thing worth noting is that I actually tested different weapon types as well, because I thought maybe that it was the case that, for instance, we had different XP values required for different levels of different weapons. So maybe, for example, sniper rifles needed more XP per level than, you know, a pistol or something, because, you know, sniper rifles are more prevalent or more deadly or whatever the reason might be for that. I wanted to be sure that that wasn't the case. And in testing this, I actually realized that that was not the case, and that literally all weapon types share the same XP gating. And on the screen here right now, you can see essentially what the first 20 levels of leveling any weapon in the game looks like. This is basically counting for every weapon type except for launchers. Launchers are the you know, the black sheep in this thing, and they're outside of this discussion that we're about to have. Now, you'll notice that in the first level, we basically need 1,800 XP to get us to level 2, and that essentially means 45 zombies at double XP value. If you are not playing double XP, then you need 90 zombies, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Then from level 2, you can see it jumps to 2k, level 3 it's 2,200, then level 4 it's 2,500, and then at level 5 it settles on 2,800. And this 2,800 goes all the way through. So if this if this gun levels to level 20, that's 2,800 per level until 20. If it goes to 37, then it's 2,800 until then. So 2,800, you hit that at level 5, and that's basically where it stays at. Now, again, just like we had our comparison before, at 2,800 XP to level, you need 70 zombies at double XP value, or you need 140 to give you that level. Now, so far, I'm sure that this sounds all good and well, because basically this means that the longer that you stay in a zombies mode, the longer that you stay on the map, the longer that you're killing zombies, the more XP you're earning. And that would mean that given the right amount of time and circumstance in a double XP event, that you'll essentially be able to just blast through all of your weapons. You'll be able to do like one weapon from beginning to end in one sitting, and that is actually where the problem actually arrives. Now, once again, this methodology that you see in the background, or rather methodology is a fucking weird way of putting it, this way that I level my weapons that you see in the background, which is me launching into the standard map, and then as soon as I'm able to, I basically travel to the extraction story mission, and then there I set up underneath this you know, bolt turret, and that thing basically just kills everything, and I, you know, essentially get the XP from that. By doing this, I should be, in actuality, be able to, just as long as I have enough chipboards to keep that, you know, turret going, I should be able to lie there for the entire 40 fucking minutes and just wait for it to kill zombies. But there's actually another system that's built into the game, and this is something that we similarly saw in previous zombie games, and this usually gets introduced after the fact. So when the game launches, it's not in place, and then sometimes, you know, Activision or whoever the developer is or whoever's fucking looking at this sees that, wait, guys are unlocking weapons too quick or something, or maybe they have the floodgates open the first week or two or something like that, and then they introduce this sort of, like, I'm gonna call it a nerf or a slowdown mechanic. We saw the same thing in Vanguard, it's happened in previous zombie modes, but essentially what we have here is that after your first 500 zombie kills, okay, and that can be in the main map, it can be in the story missions or anything like that, but as soon as you hit between 475 to 500 zombies dead, then it starts gating the XP that you get per zombie. Now the funny thing is, or rather let's say the shitty thing is, you still have this XP number popping up. So if you're playing without double XP, you're still seeing 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 every time you kill a zombie, and double XP seeing 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, but you're actually not getting 20 and you're actually not getting 40. This number is actually being nerfed between 75 to 80%. And this is super difficult to prove and to test, but essentially what I did, and that's a subscriber that just popped up, thank you so much for the sub, baby. Essentially what I did is I basically sat and recorded several levels on several different guns, and then in slow-mo essentially calculated all of the kill XP that I get, and then created a tally board where I was essentially calculating all of this together and then saying, okay, but I need, you know, 2,800 to actually level from, let's say, level 15 to 16, but in actuality I accumulated 17,000 XP according to the prompts on the screen before I actually got my level. And that is how we get to the 75% or 80% nerf. So the long story short here is basically then that zombies is a perfectly fine mode to essentially level your weapons in, especially double XP. In fact, I would go as far as to say that if you aren't playing this with double XP, whether you're getting it from an event or whether you've basically, you know, put a boost on or something like that, it's probably not that great, and you should rather be playing something like Plunder if you can. But it's a perfectly serviceable way to, you know, level up your weapons, especially if you do it the way that I'm showing in the background here right now, because it's basically like almost zero fucking effort. But you have to remember that as soon as you hit that 500 zombie threshold, and the funny thing is there's no zombie kill counter in the game or something like that, so you're not really going to know when that happens, but it is so easily noticeable once you drop from like getting full XP to getting 80% less XP that essentially you'll see your levels on your weapon going, and generally that works out to about 5 to 6 levels per deployment, and then after that it'll just dry up like the fucking Sahara, and you'll have to wait like 5 minutes while this turret is basically eating out like, you know, 4,000 zombies before you actually get a level. So my advice to you is, if you are using the zombies mode, which I currently still am, I think I have like 3 or 4 levels left, sorry, 4 weapons left to finish, then I've got them all done, and you are using this method, which by the way, there's a video on my channel that shows exactly how to do it if for some reason the footage in the background isn't clear enough, then bear in mind that you should be doing the maximum of, let's say, 6 levels per weapon, and after that it is just far more efficient for you to just back out or extract or whatever the fuck, and then deploy back in and do another 6 levels instead of trying to grind out another 1 or 2 by extending your time on the map by like another 10 to 15 minutes. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that I wasn't clear about or any detail that I might have missed. I tried to include everything that I thought would be important to explaining how I arrived at my results, but it's possible I missed something. Also, let me know if you've tested anything on your side, if you have any findings on your side. I obviously find it super interesting. Zombies is a mode that I currently enjoy playing and will continue to do so. And I use this mode, as mentioned, to unlock my weapons, to unlock, you know, attachments for my weapons. But I do it in this way, as I said, like doing like, you know, the first 5, 6, 7 levels or something like that, and then backing the fuck out, because it is just far more efficient. And I absolutely wanted to share that with you guys, you know, in case it was maybe frustrating you. Other than that, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Till next video, fucking cheers.